Okay, guys. What a hard fought game by two teams. I thought that was two really good teams going at it. Credit the Ravens for making enough plays to be able to finish the game. But I love the way that our group competed. There's a lot of things that we can learn from, but there was a lot of great plays made, a lot of resilience, a lot of grit, a lot of guts shown by this team today. And I'm looking forward to being able to respond with them. But I love this team, love working with them. You give the Ravens credit for finding a way. There was some opportunities, but we made a lot of plays to be able to stay in that game, and then there'll be some opportunities for us to be able to learn. Coaches and players alike, we're going to stay connected. We're going to move forward the right way.
A few players went out. We didn't get injury updates yet on them. Rob Hayden signed Tutu Atwell, and then Bobby Brown came back in. We saw.
Yep, those two, the first two with Rob, he got his groin, wasn't able to return, and then Tutu, they said it was a head injury.
Is he in the concussion protocol?
I don't know that for sure. I don't know that yet.
What did you see on the walk-off return?
I saw a good return, a lot of missed tackles. I'll have to go back and look at it. Obviously, my mindset was on, there were some things that we could have certainly learned from to not have to be in that punt situation. We had some opportunities, had a good efficient run on first down, had a second down play action where it looked like protection broke down a little bit, and then miscommunication where we weren't able to get the ball snapped on third down ends up leading to, to a delay. But I just saw what looked like it to be a decent kick and a lot of missed tackles at the point of attack. But, you credit them. They made the plays to be able to win the game today, Jordan.
Sean, they threw for 316 and a couple of very long touchdowns. How disconcerting is that?
I'm not concerned about it. I think you can learn from it. I thought our defense battled. I thought they made a bunch of stops. You look at it, it's one of the most complete teams in the league. They're as good as anybody on both sides of the football. They're excellent on special teams. They're coming off the bye, had a great home crowd atmosphere. And, we're never going to have the we want to be able to come away with the win, but I think there's a lot of things that when you know what you're looking at, and I know you do too, we can take this the right way. We're going to respond, and it's okay to hurt right now. That was a gut-wrenching loss. Guys put a lot out there, but we're not going to let the Ravens beat us twice. I can promise you that.
Tough deal for Hunter Long, guy who's been hurt all year.
Yeah.
You must have liked what you saw heading into this.
I did. I thought he had done a nice job last week. We knew that Higbee was probably not going to be able to make it back, and we wanted to be able to have a good mix between Hunter and Davis and Bryson, and he was playing well. It's really unfortunate. I don't know the severity of what that knee injury was, but he's been a guy that you really enjoy working with. He's just getting better and better. I think Nick Caley's leadership for that group has really shined through, whether it's watching Higbee or watching those other guys that you've asked about. But I hope he's going to be okay. I don't know what the severity of his injury is.
What did you see from Davis?
I thought he did a great job, Sarah. I thought, the game's not too big for him. Makes a big-time catch on a seam, makes a huge third down and long conversion where he ends up selling out. He might have already had it at that point, but ends up doing a great job on the touchdown and competed well, and we asked a lot of different things of him today. And so he's one of those guys. He's played in a lot of big-time games. He's just nice and steady, but he's just a really good football player, and he was really productive for us, and I'm excited about his future.
We couldn't quite hear what was going on when we were up in the box. So could you explain what happened? There's like a minute 28 left. It was right before that 3rd and 17 that ended up being the touchdown. Seemed like a long stoppage period.
Yeah, what they were trying to decide is, whether they had already ruled him down, so they couldn't go back on that ruling. So the clock wound on that, but we had plenty of time to be able to get a call in. They came out in a loaded 4-by-1 formation, and we were in a call that we liked, and it didn't go down for us. You credit Zay for making that play and Lamar for being able to stand in there and make the throw. And, really, I thought Matthew and the offense did a great job of being able to move down the field. Obviously, DeMarcus had a big catch, and then Cooper with the long catch. And then there were some issues with the headsets today, where with 16 seconds left, you don't want to have to use that timeout. But he couldn't hear me. You're going to have to go backwards. So then that limits some of your options. I thought Lucas did a great job being able to make the kick, but we had our chances as a team, and I think, to be able to even have those chances, Jordan, guys did a lot of good stuff, but when it comes down to it, we'll learn from it and we'll respond the right way, but that was what happened on that. Well, he couldn't hear me, and it was, there was some miscommunication in regards to why we had to use that timeout. Yeah.
Two questions. Have you ever been on the losing end of a game that ended like that on a punt return for a touchdown?
No, I can't think of. No, I've never been a part of that, and that's it's a tough way to go down after the way that the game went. But it was, it was two teams going back and forth. Being able to go toe to toe, championship caliber game late in December, and hey, let's see how we respond. I think we're going to be proud of the way that this group responds. This was a tough, hard-earned win for the Ravens today, but we're going to come back swinging.
And Lucas Haversick did very well today.
He did.
Can you just take us through real quick what happened with Mason?
Yeah, we brought him in, and you look at it as a competition, and Lucas earned the right to be, kicking today based on what we saw throughout the course of the week, and clearly his performance was in alignment with what we had hoped, and he did a great job.
What made you decide what made you decide to use the elevation on Saturday?
It was based on conversations and expectations that we had set. Wanted to be able to follow through with our word to the people that were involved in bringing Mason in. All right, thanks guys.
And locker room is open, guys. You gotta go around that way.
Yeah, I didn't hear him good enough. It's my fault. Just got to hear it. On that third down you're talking about? Yep. I just got to hear it a little bit better. Same play actually got us kind of twice today, just hearing it through there. But tough situation to be in. Find a way to try to score there at the end of the game. Just to end it there would have been nice.
Did you think after the pass to Cooper, I mean, obviously you did, but can you describe the momentum of, hey, we're right here, we win this thing, and where did it go off? On the end of regulation.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's tough to go, 75 in a minute and 10 or whatever and score. We obviously got into a good spot. Didn't want to go backwards from there, obviously, knowing that we had a chance to make a field goal from that position and tie the game. There's a million plays in the game, right? I mean, there's a million of them. The 2-point conversion that they PBU'd, maybe the game's different there. A field goal wins it for us. So, I mean, there's a million of them. Definitely had some momentum. Threw one up to D-Rob trying to see if we could get one, or a PI down there or a chance to go up and get it. Obviously, 44 was in a great spot, made a nice play. And then we were a little bit behind, after we had to burn that timeout. So, got it to overtime, and then just our defense did a great job getting us the ball back, and then we, weren't able to get anything going there.
Sean talked about how he was excited to see how you guys bounce back,
Mm-hmm.
not to let this team beat you twice. Is that easier said than done at all?
No, I mean, you're talking to me however many minutes after the game. I'm going to be, upset about it. Just disappointed that we didn't get the outcome that we wanted. But doing this long enough, everybody in that locker room has been playing football for a long time. We all lost games before. Understand, got to learn from it, find ways to make sure it doesn't happen again, and, move on.
When you have an outcome like that, Matthew, as a captain of a leader, what do you tell your teammates?
Yeah, just continue to trust the work that we put in, I mean, that's all you can do. Obviously, didn't get the outcome we wanted, man. We battled. Thought all three phases had really, really positive things and stuff that we can be better at as well. So, like any game, win, lose, draw, it's there's an opportunity for some growth, and I know we'll attack it that way and move on and really just try to use this as fuel to finish this out for the rest of the year.
In the second half, when you came out on defense, what did they do in terms of the way that they were playing your run at that point?
A little bit more base than 211 for us, if I remember correctly. But we just didn't execute well enough in the second half. I mean, again, close football game, not going to be perfect. Conditions weren't perfect. I don't know what they are. Number 2 defense in the league, they're going to have some say in it as well. So I thought our guys were steady all game, continued to trust each other, trust the process, go battle, play physical. And, obviously had a chance, just didn't get it done.
Have you ever been on the winning or losing end of a game that ends on the walk-off punt return?
You're going to have to check. I don't think so, but you're going to have to check. Maybe.
And I know it's just in the aftermath, but to lose it in that particular way, and I know there's a million different plays.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't matter to me, like how we lose it. It's just we lost the game. And that's there's plays everybody wants back that could have probably changed the outcome. So, that's just the last play of the game, but there were a bunch in there that we all could clean up, myself included. So, just continue to work, continue to trust each other, use this thing as fuel and kickstart us again.
What's about the way that Davis Allen played?
Excuse me? I'm sorry.
What's about the way Davis Allen played?
I thought he did a great job. Obviously he's a young guy in there. Played a bunch of snaps. Happy for him on the touchdown. Great job on the long third down. Just sending it down the middle there was a ballsy play, but it worked for him. So, I thought he did a really nice job. Those are some tough matchups, both in the run game and the pass game, and those guys they got first-round picks all over the place. So I thought he did a nice job.
Was the weather better than you expected?
Probably a little bit, yeah. It wasn't, earlier in the week, I guess it was supposed to be, worse than it was, but it wasn't awful.
Just to clarify
Last
too,
one.
with Sean saying that there was the headset issue throughout the game.
Yep.
Was that because the volume was it the noise?
No. I just on that play, I just got to hear him better. I was unclear as to what play he was wanting in. That's what it was.